I have an absolutely wild report for you today, so please stay and watch this to the end. But before I get into it, I just have to toot my own horn right here for a quick second. I told you so. Yes, I told you so. If you're a subscriber, you already know this. You should be a subscriber. So if you're not subscribed, smash that below, right? You know I've been saying that we are not in good times. The world is not in a good place. Inflation is still out of control. Interest rates are starting to slow the real estate market, and we have now multiple wars going on right now. It sucks. Things have only gotten worse since I started talking about how this will drive the price of gold higher just a few months back. Yes, just a few months back, I've been hammering on it and telling people to buy gold at all costs. Now, I started covering retirement investing in 2012. I contribute to many gold websites, including investingingold.com, which I do with my partner on this channel, Greg Morrison. I've also been quoted all over the media. Yes, full features in USA Today, quoted in the NASDAQ, Tech Times, Business Insider, Yahoo News, MSN, and so many more, but let's not bore you with that. Just a tip of the cap to myself right here. And enough about me. I'm not bragging, but I'm kind of becoming a big deal, and people are starting to take note and listen. So enough about Greg and I. What we want to do is increase our reach through YouTube, which is why we made this channel to be a little bit more personal. So a few months back, we started doing this. We've been covering the economy, inflation, and retirement investing 100% free to all viewers here. Tageconomy.org is our newsletter, which again is 100% free. And we cover the economy and tell you what you can do to protect your wealth and moves you can make to hopefully save your retirement and your savings and your investments. Now, the last few months, I've been advising anyone who will listen to put a portion, 5-20% of your IRA or 401k into gold. My family, my friends, subscribers, blog followers, people in our newsletter, even my dogs. They all listen. Not really the dogs. Now, I woke up this morning to get this email from Lawrence, a New York City business owner, which I'll read you today. Tim, thanks for your advice. I went ahead and spoke to Goldco and moved 15% of my retirement into gold. I got in at a level lower than 1900 and I am up sharply. I think you are right. It's going to go absolutely bonkers. Please reach out to me when you visit the city and dinner is on me. Lawrence, that's an incredible offer. The pleasure is all mine. You don't need to take me to dinner, but if I do come to NYC, I will email you and let you know the offer is so much appreciated. But again, we're just looking out for people. We get these emails all the time. That was just one that came in this morning. Now again, these emails come in all the time, and even though gold is up sharply and sitting just under $2,000 an ounce, I'm telling you right now, you are still early. So listen to this report I have right now. Gold price to see wild $100+ daily gains. Yes, daily, I said it. Bitcoin rally to follow. And this is if the Middle East tensions escalate and spill over into an unmitigated disaster. That's from Larry Lepard, who's the managing partner and founder of Equity Management Associates. This news came in on October 20th, so it's fresh. And yet another take on the prospects of gold seeing some wild returns. But you only get that if you take action. So let me unpack this report for you. Turmoil in the Middle East is keeping investors on edge, and gold is one of the first assets to react, rising above the critical psychological level of $2,000 an ounce and trading at nearly a 2.5-month high just last Friday. To quote, gold has gone up a lot in a very short period of time, Lepard said last Thursday. And that's a combination of the war and also sniffing out the underlying problem in the bond market. And again, I'm quoting Larry Lepard. When geopolitical trouble arises, gold tends to smell it first. Now, speaking of geopolitical trouble, that is the reason that central banks buy gold. Yes, I've covered it many times on this channel. They just bought 55 tons in the last report. I mentioned that in many of the last videos, and I'm mentioning it again. I don't know about you, but I follow their moves. They've already seen massive returns on that 55-ton buy that was just made, and that was only a few months ago. The central banks know what to do. They're doing it for these geopolitical turmoil events, and gold is up $160 an ounce since the terrorist group Hamas attacked Israel, sadly, on October 7th. But again, we are still very early in what many feel will be an epic run for gold. Now, there is a 20% chance that this conflict will escalate into an unmitigated disaster, said Lepard, with economic consequences that would probably be bigger than 2008. He's not the only one that feels this way. My last video references this as well. And it's probably bigger than in 2020. Now, what could happen that would be bigger than those two things? It'd be a really major war. It doesn't strike me as impossible, Larry Lepard just said. That's an unquote. Now, the US has been living in a false narrative that everything is well. I've never said that. This channel is anti-US government and against the whole narrative you're hearing out there. But the fact is, regional banks still have $600 billion of commercial real estate losses. Let's go on to quote the great Larry Lepard. You know something is going to break, and then it's going to cascade very similar to the way it did in 2008. To continue quoting him, it would be an unmitigated disaster, and I don't think there's any way the Federal Reserve wouldn't be called upon to quote and unquote, do the patriotic thing and print the money necessary to keep the system going. Inflation being damned. Wow. Lepard envisions similar size price moves as in March 2020 after the Federal Reserve stepped in to support the US economy and gold surged, hitting record highs. To quote Larry again, gold went up $100 a day, 2 days, back to back, and you never see that. And that's what would happen again this time. So I think everybody has to be prepared for that, Lepard noted. Even in the best case scenario, in which the Israel-Hamas war does not escalate into a major regional conflict or a World War III type of situation, gold is looking to hit $2,500 an ounce after it goes through $2,100, Lepard told Kitco News in this report. Now to quote him one more time, gold will get through $2,100, which is a very important level. And when it goes through that, people will chase a new all-time high. We'll be at $2,500, maybe even $3,000, he said. Assuming an absolute best case in the war, we're still screwed monetarily and economically. Now, in past videos, I've shared with you opinions from Michael Lee and Robert Kiyosaki, two very respected financial minds, who have gold going to $5,000 an ounce and $75,000 an ounce, respectively. My retirement will be absolutely amazing when that happens. I'm telling you right now, I'm ready, I'm stocked up, I'm loaded for it. Now, as a reminder, fill out the form below to get a free gold investing kit and learn how you can add gold and silver to your IRA or 401k or other retirement pension that you have. You don't even have to buy me dinner for looking out for you, I promise. But Larry, your offer is appreciated. Just comment in this video that you fill out the form like hundreds of other people have done in October alone. Bitcoin will also likely catch the safe haven bid and follow gold's rally, according to Lepard, and he went on to say that his target for the tail end of next year is $2,500 an ounce to $3,000 an ounce in gold, and $50,000 to $100,000 in Bitcoin. And he also added, that's assuming a best case scenario in the war, that things calm down and nothing gets worse. So if nothing gets worse, you're still gonna see a massive return. Now, I personally learned a lesson in 2008 that really shaped the way I invest today. Savvy investors, not myself, saw the economic 2008 meltdown and put money into gold and saw a 3x return, and they thrived while other people like myself, who learned from it, struggled. Many lost homes, retirement savings, and bankruptcies were very normal. I had plenty of friends go through bankruptcy in that time. Now don't make that mistake. Diversify today, because I will be coming back to say that I told you once again, like I did earlier in this video. So don't be one of those people who looks at this later, questions me, and doesn't take action. The kit is 100% free. You can also join our newsletter 100% free, and we'll send you a link to that kit as well if you'd like. Even if only 10% or even 5% of your savings is diversified into this major asset class, it can make a huge difference in your future. The links are below. You know what to do.